Hello, welcome to your June 2018 general tarot reading. I'm Leona Nicole Black. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me. How are we doing this month? I'm recording your reading on the 1st of June, so fresh energy. I mean, let's be honest, not really. It's just a change in the calendar month, but let's just say it's a new lens that we're going to look at the kind of next 4 weeks and see how things are going to go for you and how you're going to be feeling, what you're going to be navigating. So a few notices before I get into your reading. Of course, this is just a general for anyone who's tuned into my energy. If you'd like to work one-on-one with me and get very specific personalized reading, you can get that at nicoleblack.com/services. What else do I need to tell you? Thank you for your love. My Virgo videos tend to be my most, the highest views. I really appreciate how many of you tune in and really vibe and connect with me. You guys know I'm Virgo Sun and Moon myself, so I'm definitely feeling the same things as you are. Thank you for your likes, shares, comments, subscribes. Thank you for those of you who've been following me on Instagram. I'm Leona Nicole Black. You know, I've been doing daily readings there. So thank you for tuning in. I love you, Virgo. You've been nagging me a bit. It's only the 1st of June and you guys are already nagging me for your reading. So it's your turn, I guess. Before it was Cancer, but Cancer stopped doing that. Virgo, it's the signs I always do that kind of whinge, okay? Cancer and Virgo, you always know you're getting done at the beginning of the month because I'm Cancer rising and I'm Virgo, so I'm always tuned into those energies. Guys, stop pushing me. Okay, so let's get into your reading. I'm going to be honest with you, as soon as I tuned in, I meditated, thought about your messages. The first thing I felt was frustration. You're frustrated, this is your energy I'm feeling. It came up on me and I was like, why? And I was like, oh, it's Virgo. Like, this is what's going on right now. As I was meditating and pulling your cards, there was a woman outside who was like screaming at her child. And then when I was finished, someone started playing really loud music and I was like, this is it. This is what I'm experiencing is a perfect demonstration of what you're going through right now, Virgo, which is that you are trying to focus on something, you are trying to create something, you are trying to move towards the realization of a deep desire and goal. And there's so much distraction and there's so much obstruction and there's so much going on around you that you're like, excuse me, I'm trying to focus. Why now? Like, what? It was silent all day before. It was silent. There was no noise. And then I decided to do this and there was noise. So that's what's happening. As soon as you're making a choice to go forward, you're feeling all this resistance. For some of you, the resistance is internal. So you're even feeling it coming up from yourself. We talked about slaying the saboteur in one of your readings. So even there's things inside you that's going against what you really want and desire. So one of the things I have to say is, I think it's hilarious actually that I have a thing for chokers. I love wearing chokers. I'm wearing a choker right now. And what I was going to say to you is I'm having throat chakra issues at the moment, which is real pain in my throat. And the throat chakra is all about your ability to communicate, your ability to speak truth in the world. And we just came through Taurus season and Taurus rules the throat. So I know that spiritually there's a lot going on here for me, and so even doing your readings, like I'll be fine all day and as soon as I come to sit down and record, pain here. And yeah, the irony of me saying that I've got throat problems and I'm wearing a choker, I mean, to restrict it more. Okay, forever about the aesthetic. So just bearing in mind that I'm actually struggling to speak as I do this reading. So if I slow down, if you see me doing deep breaths, you know why. Okay, so you're frustrated. That's how we're starting this reading. You're feeling obstacles. Last month I talked about you being able to move towards manifest, and this energy you're feeling around the Lover's card, it was around you knowing that something that you want is being materialized and you being stuck between the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords and being like, I can't see it. I don't know if it's going to happen. And the worry and the anxiety and the analysis. So how are you showing up for June? Well, 2 cards came out for you. The first being the Page of Swords here, and then the second card is the 7 of Cups. Virgo. This is positive on this hand because it sees you moving away from the paralysis you were struggling with in May. It's really struggling to hold your faith, struggling to believe in what you wanted to, slipping into the stress energy. This says that actually this is a page, you're finally ready to embark and move forward on a goal, a dream, and a plan. I think, Virgo, you've had a strong desire and intention to previously, but you haven't been ready. Now you're ready. Last month, you were clearing out the mental obstacles, really dealing with the things inside you that are, like I said, throwing your vibration, throwing your manifestation energy off balance. Now you've kind of got to a more clear-mindedness. This is you showing up. So this is part of the throat chakra issue. It's like you're clearing out the throat chakra. If you've not been speaking your truth enough, if you've been holding back, right? Then when you show up as the page and you start speaking, I mean, there's a little clearing of the throat to do. And that's what this card is about here, Virgo. It's saying you're clearing your throat. This is you speaking your truth a bit more at the moment as well. It's like, Virgo, I saw a meme. I should start saving memes and just like storing them up to show you in readings. But I saw a meme online. I'm actually going to do this. Wait for next month. I saw a meme online and it was something like when you're going to say something and then you just go, oh, I can't be bothered. And I thought that's such a Virgo mood, because it's like every time you go to speak, every time you go to give people advice, every time you want to speak your truth or really help someone enhance a situation, a business idea, a project, like just do things differently in a way that's more efficient or more beneficial, yeah, you kind of get that negative feedback from them, like they don't want to know, they don't want to listen. And usually it's people who've even actually come to you for advice, and then you give it and they're like, and you're like, why are you wasting my time? Like, so Virgo, you end up feeling like, you know, I'm not going to say anything. You're going to do that. You're going to go down that road. Okay, cool. Like, that's the energy. And yet this card is saying, no, you're now learning at this point. And over the last few months, but definitely June is teaching you this, is that it's only your responsibility to speak your truth, to give your assessment, your analysis as you see it, and then let it go. You know, this is something that I'm learning as a reader, particularly when I work with my remote MP3 clients. I do the reading and I release it, and then I give it to the client, and what they do with it after that has nothing to do with me. That is really how it works. And this is what you're learning to do in the world right now, Virgo. It's speak up, speak your truth. Yes, that's right. No, that's wrong. You could do it this way. You should probably do that. And then leave. Do you know what I mean? The rest has nothing to do with you. I do want to say as well that for those of you who want to get readings from me, I'm discontinuing my MP3 service. Spirit's just telling me, and I can feel intuitively like it's not right at the moment. It's just not, it's not sitting well with me. It's not right for my energy and the use of my energy. So I'm going to leave it up, I think, until the 7th of June. And after that, I'm discontinuing that service. I may introduce it later on, a month down the line. I don't know. But right now, I feel like I need to be obedient to my intuitive message to stop. So if you wanted an MP3 reading from me, make sure you get that in the next week. If you're, remember, I'm recording this on the 1st of June. So get this in the next week, because after that, I'm stopping that service. Okay, so there's that. There's, you're moving forward, you're thinking things through clearly, you're speaking up your truth more, you have a path, and you're also, I find that the sword is also pulled against. You're a little defensive now, Virgo. Your defensiveness isn't always the best. Your defensiveness can be because you're such a tough critic, because you have this keen eye of analysis that is always turned on you. You're not the sort of person that is only criticizing others. You have criticized yourself triple the amount before you've even spoken on another person. So your defensiveness with this sword can be like, I don't even want to hear anyone say that thing to me because I'm already saying it to myself, and I don't need to hear that out in the world. And that's not, you need to work on that if you're still there. Because the thing is that if you can't hold your truth in the path of criticism, then you don't believe it. You don't believe it, Virgo. If someone else saying to you, no, I don't think that's going to happen. No, that's not true. No, that ain't real. You can't do that. If that makes you go, oh God, no, I can't, you never believed it in the first place. So this sword of truth here that this page is holding is also about you taking your message out in the world and not being defensive in a, I don't really want to hear anyone else's opinion on it, but more defensive as in, I'm going to cut away anything that would detract from me, okay? Like anything that is there to siphon away my energy and detract away from this goal, like I'm not even here for that. And that's a different type of energy that comes from true faith, true centeredness, true belief. So you've got, you know, the Seven of Cups here. Now there's a woman I follow on Instagram, I think she's called Aquarius Nation. And I like some of the stuff she's been posting recently, and she said something I really vibe with, it I think really connects with this. And she said, like, imagine the energies at the moment, imagine the energies at the moment as walking through a haunted house. Now, you know it's a little scary and something might jump out and you kind of scream, but ultimately, because you know you're in a scary place, you're bracing yourself for it so that the jump is not as intense, right? It's like, oh, but you kind of knew, like, okay, I know I'm here. And this is what we have to do right now, is that, yes, you are the hermit, you're walking through the shadow, the path to darkness, to seek the inner wisdom, to clarify what your purpose is, to clarify your dream, to clarify what you want to create, Virgo. But while you're doing that, there are scary things, there are dark things, there are things that are going to come out of the blue. There are obstructions, there are people shouting at their kids and music going on in the background. There's all this stuff that's there to kind of like pull you off path, distract you, and you need to take that attitude of almost expectation, because what happens to you, and Virgo, I'm speaking from experience because it definitely happened to me in May, what happens is if you're on like powerful forward momentum, peace, manifestation, like being, you know, really doing your soul work and just moving forward in your life in the ways that you really believe, and then something that is the opposite of that shows up in your reality, right? You get resisted, you end up having an argument with someone, like, you know, I don't know, you have to move house, whatever it is, like stuff that's just like left of field, that's nothing at all to do with what you're trying to create. If you don't have an expectation of like knowing that on the path there is some obstruction, you'll end up like this, which is, oh, like, am I really going the right way? Could I really believe in that thing? I can't have it. I don't know. Like, you get thrown, Virgo. Now, last month we were looking at what froze you internally. This month you're looking at what froze you externally. This is external things that makes you go, I don't know if I can do this, and then starts assessing, calculating, do I choose this cup, maybe go in this direction? I don't know, I can't see, I can't think, I can't feel. And then that fine, clear channel that you had that was moving you in the right direction is dispersed. You know, it's dispersed. And then you have to work again to build that up. So this is what you're working on this month. I pull clarifiers, and it's really interesting the way your cards have come up. In terms of the clarifiers or the context for why these are the ways your character's showing up in June, only one card came up upright and the other four were in reverse. So the first card you have, the Three of Swords in reverse. Virgo, you're working through some pains, some heartache, some disappointment, some stuck energy, some like living through the past, particularly living through things that were said to you, things that hurt you, relationships that failed, businesses that didn't work, friends that walked away, children who you have difficult relationships with. Whatever it is, Virgo, this energy is still here. Now, it's in reverse because you have been making an effort to heal it. You have been working through it, but you're not through yet. It's still here on some level. It's still pinching you. And when you get shaken, it's part of what makes you throw your cups up in the air and go, I don't know, which one should I catch? Which one is it? You know, that's what you need. This is underneath stirring this up. So you're still healing this, Virgo. The only card you have upright is the Ace of Pentacles, and I think you've been getting this card a lot. The concept of the Eight of Pentacles here, sorry, let's get some light back. The concept of the Ace of Pentacles here is that there is an offering to you. There is a gift. There is a new beginning. There is something you're manifesting. There is a gift materializing. You can move forward in the ways that you've been thinking about, desiring. This card is coming up. It's following you, reading by reading, to say, yes, Virgo, yes, keep going, you're on the right path to it. But like I said, when you feel the external obstructions, when you feel that outside energy, you suddenly freeze, throw your cups up in the air, doubt yourself spiritually, emotionally, you doubt your intuition particularly, you criticize yourself for having followed your intuitive path, and then you end up like this, Four of Pentacles. And then this is you, Virgo, grasping to whatever you can in the midst of this because you can't see anymore. Your clarity, your spiritual clarity, your intuition is gone here. You're not tuned in anymore. You don't know what cup to choose, and you also don't know what's behind it. So in the haze, you just try to pick anything, grab whatever's there. Whatever I have right now is mine, I want it, this thing. Grasping. Things are being turned upside down and you're grasping, Virgo. And then that grasping energy intensifies the obstructions you're experiencing, because then you get the Death card in reverse and the Six of Swords in reverse. Both of these cards are about you being unable to move forward, move on. Can't do it. Because now you're sitting in this energy. I'm just keeping this stuff. I don't know what's going on, but I need to hold on to this thing. Very earthy. Very earth sign response. The Death card here is saying, Virgo, that you're going through a death process. There's still things ending for you spiritually, things that you're needing to shed. So like I said, the reason that this card is here is because you're doing the work. You're doing the work, but it's a longer, more difficult process than you expected. It's taking longer. You thought you'd be through the darkness already, and you're not. It's making you doubt yourself, doubt spirit, doubt that things will ever be different. But you've got to keep riding the horse. Like, you have to be this kind of skeletal figure on this card. You have to be riding above the fray at the moment, and you need to be like, it's a death to the things. Oh, sorry, I was knocking a fly away. It's a death to the things around me. It's a death to what needs to be released. It's a death to anything that is not bringing life. But it isn't a death or ending of me, not me. I am bringing that energy. I am burning everything down in order to rebuild. You don't want to move forward, Virgo, because you don't want to lose. Like, you don't want to lose the momentum. You don't want to lose what you've been given already. You don't want to give up on the progress you made, the dream you got. And sometimes it feels like you're never going to get that thing, or you're not allowed to have that thing, Virgo. And that's why you're frustrated. And you're like, I thought, for some of you, that you're literally saying to God, like, I thought you said I could do this. Like, you said. And then you're like, well, I don't know, you said it's not looking like it's working, but I don't know, I'm going to hold on, and the Spirit's like, no, I need you to let go of some things here. And it does feel like a loss. These people in this boat, they've taken whatever they've got and they've just tried to move forward into a clearer water. And that has to be the gift to you, Virgo. You can't prize things, people, circumstances, situations, emotions, whatever it is, businesses. You can't prize those things more than your peace. You can't be prepared to stay in the choppy waters in order to hold on. Like, you have to let go, Virgo, because what you need more than anything is peace. Now, I've been spending time with one of my favorite Libras, and we've been talking a lot and reading a lot of books around tarot and spirituality. And one of the things in one of the books we were sharing was around why Virgo becomes the hermit, or why the hermit becomes the hermit, at what point. So basically the concept is that a hermit, which is your card in tarot, is happy to be around people and happy to engage under certain conditions, you know, as long as their space is respected, you know, and their need for autonomy and their freedom is respected. And there are certain conditions under which a Virgo will leave. A Virgo will go into hermit mode. And that's what this card is about. This card is saying that you're living in conditions that are requiring you to go because they're not sufficient for you. There's not enough harmony where you are. There's conflict. There's a denial of your emotional needs and habits. There's a denial of like your process. There's a denial of you. And you're trying to cling to that thing because you're saying, I know on the other side, I know somehow it can be this. And you're not wrong. Some of you aren't wrong. This is there, but you don't have the master plan, the blueprint to know how to make that thing happen. And so the only thing that you can do, this is the only navigation tool you have when it comes to the boat of your life, which is leave. Whenever, you know the concept, whenever love's not being served, get up from the table. You have to go, Virgo. You have to go. You have to move away from the drama, the mess, the disharmony, the nonsense. You have to move away from it. And what you're doing is every time you choose yourself, every time you choose your peace, every time you choose the right working environments for you, every time you choose what gives you love, what makes you feel centered, what connects you to your spirituality, you are sending a message out into the world that these are non-negotiable for me. These are the conditions I want to live under and through. And then you're almost aligning yourself with that, you know? So even in terms of situations, you're putting yourself in the right situations, in the right environments to have the right opportunities. And in terms of people, you're teaching them what they need, how to love you. You're teaching them what they need to know and how to love you. They're learning that. When you get up and say, oh no, this doesn't work for me. This place over here does, and that's where I'm going to be. And if they want you, if they desire you, if they respect you, and I don't just mean romantic partners, I mean family, I mean friends, then they're going to go, oh, like, I want to be near Virgo. And so I can't be doing the things that is obstructive to Virgo. Virgo's gone into their shell, they've gone into the mountains, they've gone inside, and if I want Virgo to be out here sharing and abiding with me, I have to be able to respect the needs of Virgo. And that's what you're doing right now, Virgo. And this is your sword. This is like, nah, I see the mess, I see the nonsense, I'm going. You know, this card has a lot of wind in it. Look down here. On this side, look at how the trees are blowing. This person has come from some stormy, windy place, and that's why they're looking back like, that wasn't for me. I'm up here on this hill, and I'm going in a different direction, and that's what you need to do. So, what's your soul lessons for June, Virgo? Well, firstly, you've got Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is saying that you like control, you like all the details, you like the plan down packed, you like to know what you're going to do and in the order you're going to do it, and you like to know you'll be able to change your mind, that you want all the details and you don't have them and you can't have them and you can't create spiritually from that place because you do not have all the details and a lot is outside of your control. And Spirit is saying with the Knight of Pentacles here, you cannot wait. You cannot wait until every single detail is in place, till you know everything, understand everything, have analyzed everything. You can't wait for that. That time is actually never coming. That's never happening, just to be clear. So this is you lingering, hesitating. It's kind of similar to what I said to Taurus last month, when I said that Taurus doesn't know can't see the green light. When the green light says go, Taurus is still here. And earth signs can struggle with this, struggle with knowing when to change with the energy. We can be a little slower, a little more rooted, a little more planted. And Spirit saying, no, you've got to stop this. It's funny because when this card first came up in the reading, I couldn't feel the energy of it very clearly. And no matter how much I meditated on it, I didn't know, and I didn't want to put a clarifier. I was like, I just want to trust intuitively what the message is. And now that I'm in your reading, I understand what it is. And what this Knight of Swords is saying is that what happens, Virgo, is that you require this too much. You require the harshness, things to get untenable, difficult, people to be arguing with you. This is a very harsh energy. It's just harsh, it's fighting kind of energy here. You require this in terms of communication. You require things, a situation, an environment to get really harsh before you move on. You stay, you plot, you plan, you think, you try, and things are getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And only, Virgo, when it gets here, do you go. And Spirit's like, no. Your soul lesson in June is to learn from your inner compass when it's time to leave, when it's time to move on. You stay in untenable, uncomfortable situations that are wounding your spirit too long. So for some of you, hermit is not a place, it's an archetype, it's an energy you live through. And so you could be around people, you could be in friendship groups, you could be around family, you could be in a job space, you can be in a relationship and actually withdraw into yourself but still be there, knowing that the environment is whack, it's crazy, it does not work for you, and your response is to go into yourself as much as possible, almost like a power saving mode, to keep your thoughts, your ideas to yourself, to try and have as much isolated time as possible. All of that, and Spirit's like, no, no, no. Get out of those situations and stop waiting for them to be horrendous, because The Ace of Pentacles, in terms of situations, relationships, environments that are conducive to your growth, Earth sign card, you're an Earth sign, conducive to you developing and gaining momentum on this, is looking for you. This is looking for you, but you need this. This is the spark that lights, that brings this into being. This is the match. This is the matchstick that lights up the situation that you want. It's the flame. It brings this flame into being. And you need this card internally. You need the Ace of Wands internally. Clear intention, clear passion, focus, love internally, connection to spirit, connection to yourself on all levels, not just your mental self, your emotional self, your sexual self, all of it, all together. One song, one tune, complete focus. And some of you are living in chaos. You cannot get the focus where you are. And this is why this also has not materialized for you yet, Virgo, because the environment that you're in is not conducive to this. You'll get it and it will wither and die. It is looking for this on the inside. Now, some of you, this is an external environment. It's a home, family situations, whatever it is, like your lifestyle. But others of you, it's just an internal thing. It's the way you think, it's the way you feel, it's your patterns, it's your habits. It's like clear yourself out, become once. This is like inner unity. Unify your inner self, Virgo, so that you can get this. Because the next card for you is the Ten of Cups. Now, beautiful. Eight of Pentacles and Ten of Cups. This is what's really on offer to you, and this is what you want. But you have a tendency, Virgo, to feel that you have to suffer, you have to be long-suffering, and you can't have the things that you want. Like, you think that you need to go last for whatever reason. And then you end up here. Every time you get feedback from your external environment, from people, things, and places that say, no, we would prefer you to be this way instead of this way, you go, I can't, I don't know. Virgo, Ten of Cups, commit to it. Commit to the true desire. Admit to yourself you want it, need it, live for it. It's a deep thing within you that you want to create, whatever this means to you. Admit you really, really want this thing. Stop pretending. Do you know what Virgo does instead? You fall into work. When this happens and you think, I don't know what it is and I don't know if I can have it, and Ten of Cups is eluding me and I don't know what to do, and when you're not moving on, Death card, when you're not moving on, Six of Swords, you do this. Four of Pentacles, I'll work, I'll make money, I'll give more to my projects, I'll just keep plodding, and almost you become single-minded about the one thing that you know you're quite good at, but then you're not growing in a holistic way. The rest of your life is not moving forward. And you know, Virgo, you are very hard workers. A Virgo is super diligent. And yet you know that you're not Capricorn and that work is not everything to you. No shade, Capricorn. But it's not. It's not everything to you, Virgo. It's not enough. It isn't satisfying. It doesn't equate to the Ten of Cups. It doesn't. Not for a Virgo. That's not a Virgo's mission. Yes, you can work, but you need to take that same diligence, that same analysis, that same commitment, that same perseverance and endurance to all the aspects of your life, including what feeds you emotionally on a soul level. You need to commit to the belief that you can have this thing. Don't hide in work. And once you've admitted to yourself that you want this thing that's been eluding you, thing that you've been trying to create, and then you get discouraged and you end up here and you drop the cup and say, oh, no, I only get to 7, I never get to 10, and out of the 7, I'm not even allowed to have that. Let me just pick one and be satisfied, really dissatisfied, but pretending that you're humble and it's enough. No, you need to choose, decide, be honest, you want 10, and then make the decisions, the choices, the lifestyle changes that goes towards that. Uncompromisingly. For some of you, it's seeing other people with this Ten of Cups and it does this to you. Because you're like, well, I've been working for ages and I've been trying and I've been waiting and I've been patient and they've got 10 and I don't have 10, and that means I can never get it because Spirit doesn't want me to have it, and you, no. Their path has nothing to do with you, for one. Two, all that glitters isn't gold. What's her name? Oh, I'm forgetting her name. It's Erin something another on please forgive me, Erin something on Instagram. She's a blogger, she's a mom, and she's a Virgo. She's super cool, and she wrote something the other day that vibed with me, and she said that everything that glitters isn't gold, but it's been polished. And I love that, because she was talking about polishing as the hard work. And I'm saying that to say to you that you just don't know, one, that what looks beautiful in other people's lives truly is, or two, even if it truly is, you don't know the work that went into that and the sacrifices, and therefore don't allow their 10 cups to make you feel inadequate or like you can't have yours. You just have to tend to the 7 you've got right now. You've got to tend to the 7, and you've got to be honest that it's not enough and you want 10, okay? And then you've got to go on the life cycle, go on the journey towards finding those 10 cards. Okay, so what's the advice for you this month, Virgo? Well, you have 2 cards in reverse, 2 major arcana. So these are kind of the themes for you here. So you've actually got 3, but these are the first 2. You've got the Justice card and the Temperance card in reverse, both of them. Both of these cards being about the need to balance, okay? They're both balancing kind of cards. In reverse, Virgo, I feel like Spirit said that you tried to do a balancing act enough. You tried to synthesize the situation, understand the situation, adjust yourself, adjust to others. You've been doing a whole lot of that. And the truth is that there's nothing more that can be done here. Not within yourself in the form of the Temperance card, and not externally in terms of the Justice card. Nothing more. The lesson for you this June is the 8 of Cups. Go towards the 9. It's the 8 of Cups. Now this is good, because we've gone from 7 to 8. The 8 of Cups is, okay, you've understood, right, that there's a confusion here. You got a little lost. You felt unsure. You didn't know if you could have what you wanted. Now you know you can. You line up the things that are valuable to you. You keep them safe. You invest in them, and you go forward. Now, Virgo, like I said to you, you think walking away is a loss. That's why you do this. That's why you're like, this is an impoverished energy. If I don't want to go, I don't want to lose everything in order to move on. And yet you don't understand that it's not a leaving per se. It's a going towards. That's what you need to set clear in your mind this June. You're not losing. You're going towards. You're going to gain. I was trying to think about a metaphor I could give you to demonstrate that. But you know what, glad that it's just got to be clear enough. You're not losing. The Moon card is like, stop studying the shadow. The Moon card in reverse. Doesn't mean don't do your shadow work, because we've been needing to do that and you're still working on it. But it's like, stop trying to plot and understand the shadow. Stop trying to take a picture of it. You know, if you're in the haunted house we talked about in the beginning of the reading, keep moving through it. Don't stand there and go like, okay, to 2 seconds ago, something came out of here. Okay, great. This is going to come now. Oh, around that corner. No. Spirit is saying, stop trying to study the darkness. Use the moon to illuminate your path forward. The moon here speaks to your intuition. See how these wolves are howling? Speaks to your innate soul self. Use that to navigate you through, but you stopped. You've stopped. You've been clinging, and you're trying to live in the dark corridor. No, Virgo. You've got to move forward in June towards what you want in whatever way you know how to, because the King of Pentacles is here saying to you that it's time to move on, okay? There's no more value where you are. You cannot establish, you cannot build, you cannot set foundations where you're at. You cannot. You cannot master the physical. This, you know, this King of Pentacles in reverse. Sorry, I'm looking for a card that I've lost. Here it is. This King of Pentacles in reverse is why this can't happen. If it were upright, you'd be well ready to receive this ace. You've got perfect condition for it. In reverse, you're not. And it's saying move on from all the places in your life. That's King of Pentacles, because you've got Ace of Cups in reverse. And this is your belief, Virgo. that you must be dissatisfied, that you can't have the things you really want, that you have to give and not receive emotionally. This is the martyrdom, Virgo. Right now, this is upside down. You're not getting the gift. You're not getting the thing that you need. But if you want it, this is a kind of ask for the hand. That's what this card is saying. Move forward and go ask for the hand. 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Beautiful cards here. Beautiful. I can't see you anymore, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards here. Virgo, your frustration is stemming from the fact that deep down inside, you don't believe you can have the thing you want. It's a lie. But it's a lie you're telling yourself, and therefore you have to fight yourself on it. And someone has to win. Like you have to go into that battle ring with your own self, and either your ego, your fear-based ego, which is if I put myself out there, I always get negativity back, or your soul, which has a wider, higher perspective. One of those has to win in June. One of them's going to win, but you've got to go and have the fight, and you've got to emerge ready to go in one direction or another. Virgo, I love you. I do. I'll be watching this video back for myself, and you know, be encouraged, loves. Like, I know it's not easy. I know you've been working hard, and I don't even know where it's come from, Virgo, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know what in the Virgo energy makes us miss out on the fun. I think it's really interesting that we come after Leo. And I said to a friend that I'm around Leos a lot at the moment. I'm experiencing a lot of Leo energy, and I'm really starting to understand Leos. And I think it's for a reason. And I think because Leos just have this playfulness, this passion, this zest for life. Also this like entitlement. They think they should have your attention or nice things or luxury. Is the inner nobility that Leo has. And I said to a friend that I think I'm around that for a reason, because I need to find that energy in myself. I need to find that thing. And it's the same for us, Virgo. Like, because Leo is that energy, it's like Virgo comes afterwards with the meekness and the humility, and the I won't take up much space and I'm happy to be behind the scenes. And that's all well and good, but not all the time, not in every aspect. You've got to find your nobility now. You've got to be the queen of your castle. You've got to stand out and roar, and you've got to ask for what you want. You want the luxury. You don't just want a functional life now. Not just functional anymore, Virgo. You need to make the extravagant demands of a Leo, you know. You need to demand extravagance. You need to say, you know, Spirit, I'm doing my work. I'm like diligently working on the things you've asked me to. I'm doing my soul work. I'm doing things out in the world. I'm making enough. I'm, you know, all this just enough energy. You've got to be like, oh no, I want some exuberance. Like I want the luxuries now. How do I get the luxuries? I got the 7 cups. I want the 10. How do I get 3 more? That's the conversation you need to be having in June. If you'd like a personal reading, Virgo, so that we can look closely into anything that's happening in your life personally, or how you can go from this 7 of cups to this 10 of cups, then you know you can get that at NicoleBlack.com/services. Of course, please do follow me on Instagram, Nicole Black. Thank you for your love. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in July. I love you, Virgo.